You're listening to The Dean Blundell Show on 102.1 The Edge. Some of the material in The Dean Blundell Show is not suited for all audiences. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Hey everyone, it's Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Hi, this is Christopher Lloyd.
Jason Sudeikis.
Lou Ferrigno.
Hi, this is Adrian Grenier.
Jason Mewes.
Hi, I'm Sean William Scott.
Hi, I'm Rick Mercer.
Yeah, dude, what's up? This is Steve-O.
This is Gilbert Godfrey.
Marcus from Mumford & Sons.
Hey, this is Doug Gilmore.
This is Dancing Monkey, Jay Baruchel.
When I'm not making hit records,
When I'm not hunting quail,
jerking long balls into the stands at the Rouser Center,
Sleeping in a pool of vomit.
doing hot yoga,
Playing professional ice hockey.
I'm hanging out with the guys from the Dean Blundell Show.
Now I was drunk enough not to care. Woo!
The biggest a**holes in Toronto.
That's what makes me happy.
The Dean Blundell Show.
Happier than a one-legged pig on a fishing trip.
But I'd rather mow my lawn.
The Dean Blundell Show. 102.1 something. The Edge. Woo!
This is your Edge. Hold it. Files with Dean Blundell on the Edge.
Little Justin Bieber. He's only like 5'6".
He's that small.
Yeah, he's tiny. Little Justin Bieber, little fella, little prick. He's been sued by a photographer who claims the singer delivered a crushing MMA-type kick to his abdomen.
Crushing.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the photographer is probably a massive loser, too. Because if Justin Bieber gave me some kind of sweet MMA kick, I think it would be hilarious. It's a 5'6". It's like 90 pounds.
And maybe it wasn't the fact that it was so crushing. It's just the fact you can't fight back generally because of all of his entourage and security and stuff.
No, he was by himself.
Oh, he was?
This is when he was on a date with Jose Osman Hernandez. Claims when he was shooting the then couple, Justin was trying to maneuver his brand spanking new Mercedes out of the parking lot. The suit alleges Justin became frustrated with the photographers, jumped out of the car, delivered a martial arts type kick. Hi-ya!
Danielson.
Hi-ya! Hayasaka! Martial arts. In the lower rib cage of the left side of his abdomen. The suit alleges the attack continued. Justin used his left fist, like this. I want to hear. To punch the photographer on the right side of his face. Justin allegedly then pushed the photographer up against the car.
What?
The suit claims Selena Gomez actually returned to the scene a few minutes later to look for her cell phone and then apologized on behalf of Justin.
Aww.
The lawsuit is interesting. A litany of charges and misdeeds, including assaulting a former bodyguard, bullying a woman, driving at a reckless speed in his gated community, stealing a paparazzi's SIM card, threatening to kill a neighbor. This one, though, says this photographer who's suing him for damages doesn't give a specific amount. He just wants his camera equipment paid for and some small damages, I guess.
That's a pretty tough thing to put on a lawsuit, though.
Yeah, like if you were the judge in that,
Yeah.
and you came to the courtroom and you saw the Biebs and then this photographer, and there's a picture of him on TMZ, it's really funny. And you looked at the photographer and you said, you want how much for this person to kick?
Yeah.
Are you that much of a pussy?
Look at him. But
Yeah.
even the judge. Look at the
little
guy.
cute fella.
Can't do any damage. You're not having nightmares about this.
No, how could you be afraid of that? Family of burn victim Martin Gerard plans to sue a hospital after he died when a nurse put a feeding tube into his windpipe instead of his esophagus. My bad. Gerard had been admitted to the burn unit in Quebec September following a propane explosion in his garage. His wife said she's been robbed of her husband, saying it's been very difficult. Think about it every day, still in a lot of pain. The misplaced tube blocked Gerard's airway. His heart stopped, although doctors were able to revive him. He suffered brain damage and died 3 days later.
Aw.
Would you not know, if you were a nurse in a critical care facility, which tube's which?
You would think.
Really?
And if you didn't, you'd think you'd ask.
Yeah. Like if you went, there's 2 here. I better ask Maud. I don't know. I better call someone. Don't just go. It's not like putting together IKEA furniture.
No, you can't redo it.
No, you go, hey, all right, Nish, put it in here. And former airline pilot sentenced today to 24 years behind bars. This is a lesson of not what to do if you're getting divorced. For murdering his wife by disabling her airbag, undoing her seatbelt, and then intentionally driving into a tree. Come on.
Man, that guy's sick.
Jesus Christ. 53-year-old Ian Lawrence, British dude, found guilty of a jury of his peers just 8 hours after they deliberated in his sentence. The court called the manner in which he killed his 47-year-old former wife brutal and carefully planned. Prosecutors successfully showed Lawrence had ensured that the passenger side airbag of his car was deactivated either before he tricked his ex-wife to get in. After a short-lived drive, he then drove into a tree at 50 miles an hour, undoing her seatbelt in the process just before the crash.
Man, this guy is terrible.
Clip. I know. And he's doing it. He's driving like 50, undoes her seatbelt as he's getting ready to hit the tree. He said he told this was his excuse. You got to come up with a better one than that. If I've said it 1,000 times, if you're going to commit a crime, you better have a good excuse. He says in the court, I had a leg spasm.
I can't stop.
That's what he said. It prevented him from hitting the brakes. But a witness noted that he had feigned unconsciousness after firefighters arrived, and then as if he was a child squeezing his eyes shut, pretending to be asleep.
Oh, man.
Like this, looking around, opening one eye, pretending to be unconscious.
She hurt. She's all right.
He and his wife of 12 years share a 10-year-old son. They were going through a terrible divorce at the time. That's just sad. Hey?
It's crazy what people will do because of this whole divorce game.
Isn't it?
I think the ultimate lesson here is don't get married.
Yeah. And then you don't have to plan stuff like this.
I know. Like a very successful guy, a pilot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing how crazy divorce must make some people that they think about this kind of stuff. Because you hear the stories, right? Even that dude, that remember that Robert Blake guy that shot his wife?
Yep.
And he's like, some guy just ran by and shot her for no reason.
It's crazy.
And he got off. Anyway.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of planning.
Right into the tree at 50, huh?
Yeah. Oh, must have sucked. 635, those are your... I wouldn't even know how to undo one of those things. Airbags.
Oh, yeah. Some just have a switch, right? For children, I think.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyway. Those are your Edgefiles for whatever the hell day it is in June, the year 2013.
The Edgefiles on 102.1 The Edge.
The Dean Blundell Show. 102.1 The Edge.
It's a very long weekend for some, including for us. But I will say this: is it as you pointed out, the weather only to be matched by the fact that it's a long weekend.
The best.
All I think that time off.
Can everybody take tomorrow off? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
I think everyone's just calling sick. Say they're working from home. Just do it.
Speaking of calling in,
yeah.
So I read an article in the paper the other day, and it was about, you know, I don't know if anybody knows, we got this mayor who's allegedly caught on video smoking crack.
Which story's kind of going away lately.
Yeah. Which is fine. Yeah. And I was laughing because, he's got this radio show, right? He and his doofus brother have this radio show on an AM radio station on the weekends for a couple hours. And so apparently, one of his best friends, who's his aide, this guy named David Price.
Yep.
Now, if you remember correctly, David Price was one of the guys who said to one of his other aides, Mark Toohey, if I knew where this tape was, what do you think we should do?
Hypothetically.
Yeah. So fast forward now to Fordsy's terrible radio show. Like, it really is bad. It's one of the worst things you'll ever listen to. I remember once listening to children beat each other up in a playground, and the screaming and the yelling of the parents running into it. And that was more pleasurable to my ears than... I remember listening to the screams of people being herded into... No, I'm just joking. A dishwasher, hip replacement surgery. I mean, I would rather listen to a million other things in that show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
I'm an idiot.
I really miss the Blue Nose Fish and Chips place.
So, anyway, they do this radio show. So this David Price guy, he's been calling in as like a guy who just pretending that he's some guy that just loves him. So he'll call in as Dave from Scarborough. Dave from Pickering, Dave from
Georgetown.
Rexdale, yeah. So
not even changing the name. It doesn't even change his name.
No, this is the best part, but it gets even better. So he's been calling in as this guy to Mayor Ford's radio show. Him and Doug, eh? Wow. I wouldn't let those kids help my kid with their homework. Anyway, he's been calling in, pretending to be some other guy, telling him how great he is all the time. So when they find this out, that it's in fact this doofus David Price guy, Rob Ford pretends he didn't know, and then he suspends him for a week.
You don't know one of your best buds' voice with
You're
the
with
same
him
name
all the time,
You would never-
every day, and you
don't question it.
But he didn't even say that he didn't know. All he did was release a statement the other day saying, "Yeah, I suspended him for a week without pay." So there
Just
you go.
suspend himself for a week.
That would be like us getting our parents to call in
Say
to
we're
tell
the
us how
best show.
great. Yeah,
best show ever.
Hi, this is Jim and Sue from Kitchener. Hi, this is Joel or Vivian from over here.
Wherever I am right now.
You guys are the best.
Yeah, hi, this is Dave from Scarborough. Just want to say you're doing a really great job, and you look terrific. You're a really good-looking mayor.
It was stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. They were talking about the bag fee once, saying how, in his humble opinion, it's fascism. It's ludicrous. He talks about former Mayor David Miller.
He is such a tool.
Hilarious.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's like having a ringer. And then it gets even better. So John Tory, a buddy of ours, says, you know what, I'm thinking of running for mayor the other day. Mm-hmm. And then I read something yesterday that said they had a whole bunch of fake callers calling his radio show to tell him how much he sucked.
Oh, no.
Mayor Ford. Yeah.
Oh, that's just, that's
how much of a dick wallet he is.
Swore. I know. I almost swore.
That's how much of a total loser he is. And
It's so snaky. It's cowardly. Try and call him yourself. I'd love to see Rob Ford go up against John Tory.
Oh, dude, that conversation would be the shortest, sweetest one ever. It would, honestly, and I've said this before, it'd be like me fighting an infant. It'd be like a fist fight with a baby. That's why he never comes on the show. That's why he never has, because he knows.
Yeah.
I kid. The only thing I know anything about is ice cream, so there's no way.
Well, that's why he's created his own media, which is his show, because he doesn't have to answer to anybody and can stage the calls.
Yeah.
Which clearly they've done. Or maybe they didn't do, but one of their aides did or whatever.
Aides.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. Caller 1, Dave from Rexdale. You're on the line.
Just want to say, you huge wiener. You have a massive wiener, sir. I mean, it's just the biggest thing I ever seen. You are awesome.
What's your name?
Dave from Georgetown. Bye.
Line 2. Dave's on the phone. Dave from Etobicoke.
Yeah, how you doing? Just wanted to say you have an awesome ass.
Yes.
And if I could, I would cup it with my face. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Line 3. Dave from Georgetown.
Yeah, how's it going over there? I just wanted to say you're doing a really great job, and this bag fee is a joke, and I just want to say your wiener is so big you could use those for a rubber. Thanks very much. You're the best. Bye.
Thanks, Dave. I wish I knew who you were. Sound like a good guy.
You sound like you're the best. And you're right, I do have a big wiener.
Yeah. If I could find it.
Isn't it?
Yeah, this is Dave on line 5 again. I just wanted to say I can find it for you.
I call it ass kissing at its best.
Yeah, this is Dave on line 6, too. I just wanted to say I've never given a man a rusty trombone. If I did, it'd be with you. Thank you.
Dave, you're on line 1.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I know I've complimented you a lot, but there's one thing that I have a beef with you about. I mean, I don't mean to insult you with the word beef.
No, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Got a beef with you about. I've long since admired you, and I just want to hold hands.
Yeah?
Yeah. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right.
They made me sweaty.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping so. You're the best. Thanks.
Dave's amazing. Dave is
Dave.
6:48. How crazy is that?
We got to get some Daves.
Yeah, we do. We need some more Daves.
We don't have enough Daves.
I know. How much? And I thought about it. How little a life must this Dave Price have that he spends 2 hours calling into what's largely a radio station on the decline, to a mayor who's largely on the decline.
Largely.
And still sucking at the teat. Do you know what I mean? Still at the trough. Still sitting there waiting for that he will do that for. If someone said, "Can you do that for me?" I'd say, "You're nuts."
The Chorus Broadcasting System presents
The Dean Blundell Show.
Going to be a super duper program for you.
102.1 The Edge.
Did you hear about this tight end for the former now tight end for the New England Patriots, Aaron Hernandez, getting charged with murder? I don't know what it is with NFL players. Last year, the dude from the Chiefs that killed himself. I think he killed his girlfriend and killed himself. Some other guy from the Cleveland Browns just got arrested for attempted murder. It's the league full of the biggest criminals of any professional sports league. Basketball not far behind.
No, and sometimes you forget that, you see some of these guys and he had signed a $40 million contract, but I mean, they're basically taught to punish people for a living. That's all they do. That's how they think, a lot of these guys, and maybe it translates into off the field, but this guy had an interesting past too.
Yeah, arrested Wednesday, charged with murder. That's yesterday. The death of a friend, prosecutors said, angered the NFL player at a nightclub a few days earlier by talking to the wrong people. 23-year-old Hernandez, taken from his home in handcuffs over a week after Boston semi-pro football player Odin Lloyd's bullet-ridden body was found in an industrial park. 2 hours after the arrest, Patriots cut ties with him. They still owe him like $40 million. Parts of it like signing bonuses and stuff, and they can cancel other parts of the contract. Because the NFL, they can do that. They can just get rid of a contract.
Yeah, it's one of the very few leagues that nothing's guaranteed, and one of the toughest leagues.
Well, signing bonus. He's owed some signing bonus money still, but that's pretty much it. Apparently, they say Hernandez, Lloyd, 27-year-old athlete with the Boston Bandits, dating the sister of Hernandez's fiance, was shot multiple times. Apparently, he drove the remote spot, then orchestrated his execution. That's what prosecutors said. If convicted, he gets life in prison, no parole. And I guess the smoking gun is this piece of chewing gum. Did you hear about this?
I didn't hear about the chewing gum, no.
So he takes him there. Apparently, somehow, he shoots him or someone shoots him. He was seen at a gas station earlier buying, gum.
Okay.
Cotton candy, Bubblicious gum.
Okay. So
apparently, on the floor of the car, cotton candy, Bubblicious gum. Already been chewed. ABC gum.
And they got his DNA off of that, too?
I guess so, yeah. Huh. That's because they can't just arrest some guy for thinking that they maybe did something, but they know he was friends with him. They know that he had, and this is kind of what made me laugh, that he used a rental car, which is premeditated, right?
Yeah.
And the idiot got the rental car in his name. If you're going to commit a murder, would you not get a rental car in someone else's name?
You would think.
Yeah, and they know that he and this is kind of weird. It was like 4 days earlier. He destroyed his security system, his cameras, everything. He destroyed all his cell phones.
Got a cleaning crew to go clean the house.
The whole house.
Yeah.
Like a professional cleaning crew, one of those ones you pay like $1,000 to, and they basically sterilize your whole home.
Well, and before the murder charge, they were speculating that they were just going to charge him with some of these other things while they're investigating, just to detain him.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, you're right. They got him on the murder now. But he grew up, I read an interesting article on, he grew up in like this gang, in a gang lifestyle.
Yeah.
And he was a very paranoid dude where he always thought that, old gangs were going to come and get him, or even his own gang, and they felt that they owed him back. He was like, he had pictures of himself in the past with guns and stuff.
Yeah. Who takes it? There's a picture of him taking a picture with his phone and a gun in a mirror. You know how idiots and douchebags take pictures of themselves after they work out?
The selfies.
Yeah, the selfie. He took a selfie with a gun. Surveillance footage from his home shows him leaving with the gun, and then he told someone in the house that he was upset and wouldn't trust anybody anymore. So he's very paranoid, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who's dead texted his sister and said, "Do you see who I am with?" When she asked who, He answered at 3:22 a.m. NFL. Then a minute later, he sent one final text, said, "Just so you know."
Like he knew something was coming.
Yeah. Within a few minutes, people working the overnight shift at an industrial park reported hearing gunshots. Surveillance video showed the car going to a remote area of the industrial park, emerging 4 minutes later. A short time later, Hernandez returns to his house, and one of the other men were seen, he and another man were seen on his home surveillance video holding guns. Then the system stopped recording.
Doesn't look good.
Hernandez recently installed 14 cameras inside and out, according to a deputy who found footage was missing from 6 to 8 hours after the slaying. Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. Man,
so they don't know who fired the shots. Could have been Hernandez. But you know what amazes me about stories like this? It's the OJ thing. It's the Ray Caruth. You remember Ray Caruth back in the day? He used to play for the Panthers. He killed his pregnant girlfriend. And just, hey, it's football. It used to be football players. But what amazes me is how someone could have so much and just toss it. Like, not give a $40 million contract for the next 4 or 5 years.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Playing in the NFL. He's a big, strong, studly-looking dude. And to get so upset that one of your buddies is talking to the wrong group of people that you kill him or have him killed and throw it away. It's like the story I read in the Edgefiles about the dude that disabled his wife's airbag. And then drove into a tree intentionally and undid her seatbelt. Now he's going to jail. He should have just paid her and lived his life free. Now he's going to jail for the rest of his life.
To get that angry over something, just let it go, man. Have a shot or chill out, have a nap, watch a Seinfeld rerun.
Yeah. At that point in time, don't you think you would have said, you know what, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go read.
Yeah, go do yoga.
Go chill out and read. As acrimonious as divorce may be, never once has it entered my mind to going off somebody.
No.
I
know. I'm saying no. I know.
It just you don't even think of that stuff. But he's got 23 years old. Dude had everything.
Just signed a massive deal
a year ago. Loaded. 23. Built like an Adonis. Get the world by the nutsack. And he flushes it.
Don't forget all the Patriot haters out there, too.
Yeah.
Just added fuel to their fire, man.
Yeah. If you're a Steelers fan, today's a great day.
Yeah.
The Dean Blundell Show, 102.1 The Edge.
And now, the Dean Blundell Show presents The Week in Review. Yes. It's true. Week in Review.
I just read that the United States government is going to retire all the chimpanzees that were held for lab experiments on behalf of the government. Set them free.
Where are they going to put them?
I think just let them out of the cage and let them go.
Yeah, like in the streets, anywhere.
Which would be weird if they can't blend in. A, they're monkeys, and B, they'll have glass jars surgically implanted in their heads and electrodes coming out of their backs. Man, that'd be funny to see at the 7-Eleven. Which leads us to your Week in Review.
Because when you take somebody out to dinner, you write it off. Why don't you write off some booty?
He takes some Raid that and you put it in his drink.
And yes, you can pull it off, I guess.
Moon resume. People think I'm a pretty little white boy, but no way.
The underwear in a place where it's perfect for me to do the deposit.
I did it twice in 2 days. Same gitch. You telling me she didn't want it?
Broke a sandal. This really is ultimate, man.
Because the second you pull out the bitchy card, he's gone. Scrotal lymphedema.
Now run to the other side, bitch.
Probably like half kids, half like just men like me who love My Little Pony.
I want 5 eggs today, biatch.
Yes, Jesus. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Boy, those are sloppy joints.
Probably safer than sleeping with hookers.
Yep, that's a big poo.
Oh, I praise you. Yes, I do.
Proves he's the biggest pussy on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jesus. Fell asleep funny and squished one of his nuts.
So crazy news.
I like guys.
Yes, I do.
Yes, Jesus.
Oh, now Jesus might be a dog.
Fence building.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a real man war.
I think the poon's a huge write-off. Getting the greatest of his life.
Let me kiss your ear. Let me lick your neck.
Bonehead to conehead.
Weapons of ass destruction.
A good chunk. And the area.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Chunk,
like
eh?
half of Medicine Hat's underwater, and you're like, yeah, everything's fine.
I butcher all the meat, keep the meat.
Did you have sex during your coma?
I hope not.
Maybe they pretend they're unicorns.
Reattach his penis, but he was fairly close to death. Tells you that if you have sex with her, you'll be a lesbian. Or you'll be a legend, I mean. Not a lesbian. 114-pound testicles.
No. Serve sloppy joes because he has your sloppy.
Breaking into schools, pulling your wiener right off.
The old tonsil puncher. This for that little squeaker. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Push a little out, make me comfortable.
Going through a slutty phase.
Frisbee, so
Nub an inch long. Cat had small boobs, I guess.
Yeah, but a great ass, that cat.
Pleasured himself in a co-worker's underwear in a bizarre bid to impregnate her.
Maybe they have a rainbow thing?
Not him. His dad made him eat a robin.
There's an apocalypse or something. I'm
going to Joe's house in Squamish. 114-pound nuts to a 1-inch wiener. Wow.
What's worse? What's worse?
Yes.
No access for everybody. No, this is medium. Pure medium.
Drink getting turned down.
Poop in that thing, and then they come over your face.
Touch with their poop hands.
Yeah, their poop paws.
That's a bitch slap of fun. That's what that is. You can't really objectify this guy for being a freakazoid.
Taxing the punani's.
Golf will never be a quality sport until hecklers are allowed.
Yeah.
Give you Jesus.
Give you a chicken pimp. Penis cut off, he said, was the best thing to ever happen. Franken penis.
Booty strike.
Rob Ford video game and giant balls. Did you see him at the flag raising thing yesterday? I said flag, but
community and promote society in which all residents can live from discrimination.
Those are the only two things that would have worked in the same speech.
And merchant semen.
You know, street meat or something. People here at LBK must be really hard on you, so I'm just really happy we could be here to help out. And I just want to say, hey, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender community, thank you. Bye. Or the taste of Bill.
I, Mayor Rob Ford, on behalf of Toronto City Council, do hereby proclaim June 21st to 30th as
merchant semen.
This is the Dean Blundell Show.
The Dean Blundell Show.
102.1 The Edge.
Well, you go ahead. Tell the story you just told. Because I can tell you this, is that I'll give mine.
Yeah, give your opinion. So last night, I came home. I had worked at music nightclubs that I was a little bit intoxicated.
No kidding.
And I was a little bit, and then
you were intoxicated.
I was sitting on the terrace. We were lying down with my girlfriend, and we were just looking up and talking. And all of a sudden, I see 5 objects in the sky traveling extremely fast. So, like faster than a plane you would see in the sky, doing like this pattern where they're crisscrossing each other. These 5 objects, and they're sort of like it's just like a pattern they're doing. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. Something you'd see in a video game. But they're traveling fast. And then my girlfriend, who wasn't even wearing her glasses, noticed it. That's how clear it was. And then we looked at each other and we were speechless for about 10 seconds. And that's a lot. If you know me, to be speechless for 10 seconds, that's a difficult thing. And then we picked up the conversation. We could not believe what we had just saw. And I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's definitely a UFO in terms of it being unidentified. It wasn't a plane. It wasn't like a satellite you can see. It wasn't a shooting star. And then, as we're talking about this, they come back the other direction, but the exact same way, and they're doing the same crisscross pattern, weird thing, 5 objects. To the point where I was like in such shock, I had a tear going down my eye.
Oh, come on.
I had a tear going down my eye.
You didn't.
I could not believe what I saw. I honestly, and it was so clear and so evident. Like anyone who was looking up at the sky would have seen this. My girlfriend who saw it wasn't even wearing her glasses and could see it that clearly. And I'm not saying it was aliens again. I'm not sitting there going, "Oh, well, we're being invaded." But it was something that I don't know. Was it a drone? Is there some different kind of satellites these days?
Were you wasted?
No, I was not wasted. Dude, I was not wasted at all.
Were you high?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
You weren't drunk?
No. Oh, it was
you
definitely...
said earlier you were wasted.
I didn't say I was wasted.
Intoxicated.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I think over a limit, if you were to drive, you would have been considered intoxicated.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If you saw some lights in the sky in the city of Toronto, it's not uncommon. But if you were wasted, then that gives more credence to the fact that maybe what you saw was just wastedness.
You know what? 100%, it was not wastedness. 100%. It was. It had
weed?
nothing
Did you smoke dope?
Not at all. Not at all. Not a touch.
Did you take pills with those kids at the club?
I never ever take pills. Never ever.
Did you take some shrooms?
No, I wish. I wish I took shrooms because then it could justify what I saw.
You know, every time someone says a story or they tell a story about something they saw in the sky, like it's lights or patterns or moving this fast and 90-degree angles, I automatically assume that person's crazy. Automatically.
But you know, if you were with me, you wouldn't have and it's easy to say that about people who can just all of a sudden go, oh my God, there's lights in the sky, and man, it was the craziest thing I ever saw. It really was. And I know what I saw. My girlfriend knows what she saw. And it was just very clear. And I think there's something out there. And then I wrote on Twitter, I think I know what I saw. And, you know, and then other people are like, yeah, we've seen stuff like that too in the past. And again, I don't know what it is.
Of course you do, because on Twitter, everybody agrees with you anyway, right?
No, some people are like saying what you're saying, get off the acid, brah, and things like that. So I wouldn't say everyone's agreeing with me. So one other guy wrote, like, I'm stoned too, and he spelled
everybody
two
says,
only with one O.
How many people, stoned, how many people have seen that kind of stuff or say they've seen that kind of stuff that afterwards they go, oh, that was just an airplane or it was a helicopter training exercise or whatever it was.
I mean, and that's fair enough. It could be something.
The only reason why I am not ripping you a new one is because you said, I don't know if it's aliens. Who knows? But all I know is just unidentified because I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it's nothing like you would normally see where you can tell someone, oh, yeah, there's a satellite image. Check that out. Or, you know, there's a helicopter. It was nothing like that. Yeah. Nothing at all. And no, there was no sound, but it was friggin' creepy, man.
How close was it? If it happened. How close were these lights that you saw when you were super drunk?
I wasn't super drunk. I was intoxicated. There's a big difference. It was like one of the nights where you brush your teeth before you go to bed. Super drunk, you wake up with food on your chest. Like, it was like a wine drunk. It wasn't a crazy drunk. I would say like a plane from a distance. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how many kilometers a plane would be up at, you know, or how many feet. Like, what's that, 40, 50,000 feet?
I don't know, but Dustin saw the same thing. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Todd, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, I was walking my dog. I live in St. Catharines across the lake. I was walking my dog in the lake path about a year ago, and I saw the same thing, like 5 lights from across the lake over top of the Toronto skyline. Okay. And they were moving in like a crazy pattern. Okay. They were going faster than any airplane or hot air balloon or anything I've ever seen. They'd go in a straight line and they'd stop, and then they'd stay there for a few seconds and they'd move back across and stop again. And I looked it up on the internet actually after it happened, and there's a bunch of different.
And it turns out crystal meth's a hell of a drug.
No, it was not crystal meth. I don't think so.
So, I mean, the images that I saw didn't stop. The only thing is that they did at some point come back in the same, in the direction that they were coming from. So they must have turned around or stopped. And
this is how people start clubs. This is how people start clubs where they wear tinfoil hats in the forest and stand there with antennas waiting for overlords. This is how things like this start. And then pretty soon you're wearing your underwear and you're standing in front of the House of Commons and everybody's and you're saying the second coming is here, and then you're going to camp out and say it's going to be right now, and there's a UFO coming, and then boom, you're nuts.
You don't like my tinfoil ball cap today?
Paul.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Not bad. I just want to confirm what Todd was saying. Me and my girlfriend, about 10 years ago, we were at Cherry Beach making out around 2 o'clock in the morning. And sure enough, clear as day, it was zigzagging like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay, were you
That's
drunk?
A good way to describe it.
Were
you drunk or high?
No, just making love to my girlfriend, which is my wife now.
Yeah. All right.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, brother.
Zigzagging is a very good description. That's all. They were just doing the zigzag kind of pattern.
Tim.
Hey, morning, boys.
What's up, dude?
Not much. I think Todd's drunk. I think Todd's still drunk. I think Todd was drunk. I think he's completely incredible when it comes to this.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, Tim. Long-time caller, too.
That's the problem when you admit to people that you like to have a few drinks at night. All of a sudden, everything you say.
Anything you see. If you literally saw the second coming of Jesus Christ, and then they say, hey, did you have anything to drink? You say, yeah, you're instantly not credible.
But I mean, it's funny
because
you
said it when you started.
But I mean, if you were to ask me anything else I did that night, I could tell you. So is that now? There's no validation to that as well?
You were affected by alcohol. You didn't see it. Cameron.
Hey, just like the first caller, I was also in a park one night with my girlfriend making out.
we also saw like a set of 5, maybe.
Are you
6.
sure you just didn't get any in your eyes?
That's what it was?
Yeah. You guys were all with your girlfriends.
Yeah.
See, you hear this? You guys
We
were
were
all
kissing.
with that
Yeah.
other guy was with a... Stop it. That other dude was with his dog. You guys were with your girlfriends, and you guys all saw white things.
They were brown, to be fair. Like,
Oh,
they
well,
weren't,
you were doing it wrong.
No. But they were rotating clusters and stuff like that. And it was like, if you look up in the night sky, it was about the size of the moon. They were like a dark brown color, just rotating positions going by pretty fast.
Yeah, dude, that's very similar.
Simon.
Hey, how's it going, boys?
Good. I agree with what you're about to say.
Well, it was a funny story, Dean, actually. I was driving through exhibition grounds last summer at night, and I looked up in the sky, and I saw these 5 lights flashing in this pattern across the sky. They'd come together, and they'd fly out, and as I came past music, there was this big truck on the ground
with
these
spotlights. Yeah.
flying up in the sky doing this big pattern.
Amazing, isn't it?
It is. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was Jesus. I
You
thought
guys
Jesus
are
would
so
come back and be around
stupid. You know that's what it was.
It was nothing like that.
Yes,
man.
it was. It had to be like that.
Dean, it was absolutely nothing like lights you see in the sky that come from the ground.
He's talking about the same ones I saw when they opened up a casino down in Windsor, and it was like 5 lights crisscrossing back and forth and stopping. And
It was
and it was
nothing
only
like
because
that.
it was cloud cover. You could see it in the clouds, and if there's no
Dean.
clouds, you couldn't see it. Don't dean me. You didn't see what you think you saw.
You can tell me what you think I saw, which to me is more, which is out of this world. That is funnier to me. I'm telling you, I'm not saying it was aliens. It was not lights coming from the ground.
Glenn's gone.
Aliens got him.
Ron.
Yes, how you doing, Diener?
Good. What's up?
Hey, you know what? I was out last night.
I love this music, but
I saw the same lights that Todd was talking about, and I started to follow them. And you know where they led me?
Where?
They led me right to For Your Eyes Only. They were the lights on top of the riverboat.
They were stripper lights at the strip joint. They were shining in the sky. That's why.
Awesome, boys. You're doing a great job.
Take care, dude.
Oh, what a terrible tweet I just got.
What?
I can't even read it.
Let me see.
Wow. People are rude on Twitter. Top one.
This is the worst segment ever. Oh.
People are mean on Twitter.
Yeah, guy who just made the Hitler joke in reference to Todd.
I should report this one.
Yeah, you should.
Report and block.
You should report and block.
They only had that when the Nazis were around, eh? I report and block you.
I blocked this thing at the concentration. I am not going.
Man, that guy's mean.
Hey, we're just talking about a UFO that you saw, and then some guy drops a crazy Holocaust reference at you.
I'll say what he said. What a jerk off. He said, I wish Hitler was still alive so this segment wouldn't exist, meaning obviously that I wouldn't. Horrible person. People are mean on
What a dick.
People are really mean on the internet. But you know what? The best part is?
If that wasn't really a Twitter profile and that was a human being standing right there, I would probably grab him and cave his teeth in. Is that the best part?
It would be too easy, yeah. It would just be too easy. Coward on the internet. But anyway, there were UFOs, man. No.
The Dean Blundell Show. 102.1 The Edge.
Speaking of rivers, it'll be a river of homosexuality here this weekend. And good for you, you fine people. The Gay Pride festivities, and we don't really talk about it very much, only because the people that organize it, a couple of them in that are dicks. But the majority of them are great people, and we just don't really talk about it. But you can't ignore it, and so we have to talk about it a little bit. We'll talk about it after 8 o'clock, but it'll be a giant festive gathering of people who are allowed to love anyone they want.
I swing at least once.
It's pretty fun.
It is a really fun day. Just be careful of accidental stuff happening.
Like picking something up off the ground.
There's a lot of stuff you got. There's some hazards, and I'm being very honest.
Like what?
Well, there's a lot of like squirt guns.
Yeah, what's in them?
Squirt stuff. For instance, if you go to the convenience store, you need a vitamin water or something. You're hot.
Yeah.
There might be someone in there buying something like an orange or an apple naked, because that has happened.
That's happened. You've seen that, yeah.
Like
big
like
fat guy. Remember that? He had a little tiny pecker too.
Yeah, and like literally, I was reaching for a water, and I was whoa.
And he's like, "Hey, how about try this one?"
Yeah, he's right there. Oh my goodness. And then there's that. There's a lot of people throw booze around and stuff. Like you'll just
booze.
Yeah, like a beer will come from a ceiling, like from a rooftop.
Oh, okay. I didn't think they were like handing out Mickeys or something like that. They were they're throwing beer on each other. A lot of water. You can get wet because people throw water all over the place. Squirt guns, water balloons.
But it is a blast, man.
Like once.
You got to go.
I wouldn't go to the Santa Claus parade for the same reason. It's just too many people. It has nothing to do with homosexuality, but because I've been to 2 gay pride weeks, and they're really fun. They're hilarious. People there, everybody's open to come and go as they please. The only thing that disconcerts me, the only thing that bothers me is all the public nudity. And I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. Doesn't matter to me. But because most of the women that take their shirts off at this thing are women that probably should never take their shirts off at all. And most of the guys that kick their pants off are guys that have nothing to show. Or if they have something to show, it's deformed, old, and gross.
Yeah, there are some pretty awesome bodies, though.
Yeah, but not completely naked.
No,
the completely naked people this weekend are the people who should never be completely naked in public. Usually, there's the Dyke March, right? And I'm not using this term out of control.
That's what they call it.
That's what it's called. It's called the Dyke March, which I think is terrible. But the Dyke March, women that peel their shirts at that thing, like if you're a guy, that is not the place you want to go to. If you hear about chicks with their shirts off, that's not it.
I mean, listen.
If you're going there to get a couple of looks and a free jolly and some deposits to put into the spank bank for later, that's not the place to go. And the same thing is if you're a chick and you want to see a bunch of naked dudes, gay or not, you want some visuals. Hey, I want to go see some naked guys. The Gay Pride Parade, traditionally not one of those things, because remember that one dude that we saw walking around naked? It was like a mushroom on a beanbag chair.
There wasn't much going on for the one guy.
It was a button on a fur coat. It was a bottle cap in a field of moss.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of more of a balance, so I really do. Then there's some like decent. I remember a couple decent.
You remember a couple decent looking dudes?
Yeah, I do. They were pretty ripped. These guys work out.
Some guys that had pretty good bodies and big wieners.
They were doing squats for sure. They for sure. I mean,
squats are like gay dudes' Kegels.
There's some great asses.
Anyway, it's this weekend. That's what I was trying to tell you. We don't normally talk a lot about it because, like I said, we tried to organize it to get some people on there to tell us some stuff a couple years ago. One of the guys there was a total a-hole. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, he didn't want to... I think he didn't like the way he thought we talked about...
How? What?
Yeah, no,
how do we talk? We've never talked negatively about gay people ever once.
Like some of our best friends are gay. I mean, it's the most asinine.
Who?
Good buddies. No, I mean on the show we had a lot of long-standing guests.
Yeah, but
Lesbian
that's
Lou,
a stretch.
Gay
You're
Jeff.
not best friends.
No, good, but I mean I have a couple of very good friends that are gay, and you do too. I know you have buddies in Windsor, right?
Yeah, totally gay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
my buddy Mike and Ken. They're gay. My friend Craig up in Markham, gay.
We'd just had a barbecue with Matt and Steve. They were over.
Gay.
They brought me the nicest thing too. Of course over for a house. They're so
Being gay
nice.
would be awesome, with the exception of the stuff you got to put in your face. It would be the best thing in the world because you care about what you look like.
Yeah.
You really are empathetic to everybody for the most part. Gay guys are the coolest. Remember that dude we met at the Joe Carter tournament? Yeah, he works at the gay radio station.
Oh, Mike Shallett.
Great guy.
Nicest guy on the planet.
Great guy, and he's gay, but he doesn't do gay acts because he said he doesn't like them. But he's gay, and I'm like, how do you do that? And he tried to explain it to me, and he did, and I can't repeat it. But no, I'd hang out with that guy any day of the week. He makes me laugh.
And he breaks any stereotype that people might have of gay people because that
with the exception of the pink capri pants and the sideways little Minnie Mouse hat.
No, but I meant in pure strength. Like there were a ton of current athletes, former athletes, like some of the strongest athletic dudes in the world. And you do high five. He gave me this Mike guy gave me the hardest high five. I couldn't even feel my hand for like 5 minutes.
Well, you know why his hands are so strong.
Oh,
yeah.
Making other people know.
The Dean Blundell Show.
The Dean Blundell Show.
On 102.1.
The Edge.
Derek.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's up, dude?
Oh, not much.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? Oh, where to start? Okay, well, first off, I was adopted. And I'm from Oshawa, so representing the Schwig.
Yep.
So going to high school, like every normal high schooler would, I guess. Seeing this chick, started seeing her in grade 10. Broke up with her after grade 11. She cheated on me. So anyways, turned 18. I went and got curious, found out who my biological parents were, found out they had a kid and they kept her, found out that the girl I was seeing was my sister.
Full sister.
My sister.
Did you guys do it?
Yep.
That is so
She broke the V card, man.
Oh, you lost it. Oh.
Yeah.
That is so gross. I'm so sorry.
You know, it happens, I guess.
No, it doesn't. It's actually illegal. That's why it doesn't happen.
Oh, man.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Did you get in touch with her and go, hey, guess what?
You know what? I found out who my parents were, and then I found out who my sister actually was. Then I sent her an email, and that's how it went. And she pretty much.
What did she say?
She pretty much was in shock too, and she will pretty much never talk to me again. She told me that she's just like pretend like this never happened. But I decided to call you guys and let the world know.
That's classic. It's so gross, too. Can you imagine? I mean, you don't have a sister. It'd be like dating your brother and not knowing.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe
Viv and Joel had like a little girl 42 years ago you don't know about, and it turns out she's your girlfriend.
Well, then it would have only been 27 years ago.
Well, then there you go. Chris.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Good morning.
Morning.
I'll give you a quick little rundown. It was about 7-8 years ago. I'm living at home still, and I arrived home and heard what sounded like a porno playing upstairs. So Curious George walks up and looks into the room, and there it is, my dad giving her to my mom, going down on her. So what I did was I gave her the thumbs up and closed the door, walked right back out. And to this day, Dad doesn't actually know.
So you walked in on your parents doing it. Your mom knew you were there, and you gave her the thumbs up because your dad was down doing the mouth business.
Absolutely.
Did your mom, you and your mom ever talk about it?
Yeah, no, we never came to actually talk about it, but it's known. She knows I gave her the thumbs up, closed the door, and I know for a fact my father still doesn't know. Okay. And I guess, hi, Dad.
Yeah. Oh, the next one. You know, that's all well and good. It's just the next morning, right? When you see your parents at the breakfast table and you know your mom knows.
Yeah.
I guess.
And your dad hasn't brushed his teeth yet.
And he says, come here, son, give me a kiss. You're like, no way. He's like, what, don't you love me? You're like, not right now. Come on, quit. No, Dad, if you touch me with those lips, I'll kill you. Tamara.
Hey.
Tamara?
Tamara.
Okay. How are you?
Good.
Good. Where are you calling from?
Burlington.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, my gosh. So I have something really going on wrong with me lately.
Uh-oh.
I know. I figured I'd tell the whole world the story since Pride's coming up. So I have a girlfriend, and a few years back I broke my right hand. So I'm not very good with my right hand. Plus I'm left-handed anyway, so it's never really been an issue. Last weekend, when I was out drinking, I ended up cutting my left hand open, which is now has a bunch of stitches. So me and my girlfriend go to fool around the other night, and I look at her and I'm like, do you want me to use my hand? She's like, no, use your left. And I'm like, well, I can't. So she's like, well, then you're really of no use right now. She's like, you're the worst lesbian. I'm like, yep, I know. So
how old are you?
I'm 26.
How long have you been a lesbian?
Oh, my gosh.
Practicing lesbian.
About 6 years.
Okay, so you've been with dudes before.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you need your hands more with chicks, I would imagine, right? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. It's like, because obviously there's other things you can do.
Yeah.
But, they're magic. My hands are magic. And
you didn't break your mouth, did you?
No.
Or the toys.
I didn't break the strap on. I'm still good.
Toys don't bleed. Well.
You gotta warm it up, Chris, though. You gotta warm it up.
I guess it depends on how hard you do use it. Anyway. All right, hang on. That would suck, eh? Being a lesbian and not being able to use either hand.
That's your go-to.
On Pride weekend.
Oh, yeah. You want to rest them
before. It's like the Super Bowl for gay and lesbian folks. Hey, The Edge.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Alex.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's up? What's wrong with you?
I spontaneously orgasmed. It's called sexual arousal disorder.
Yes. What's it called? Sudden sexual arousal?
Persistent sexual arousal.
Yeah, PSAS, they call it. I got in a lot of trouble for talking about how awesome that must be.
It is, except with mine, I can't do it when I'm actually having sex.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What?
Only every other time.
So hold it. When you can just have an orgasm like right now.
Well, it's not exactly like that.
Like if you go over the rumble strips on the highway or a speed bump real fast or...
No, it's like if I get really, really stressed out or really, really upset or really frustrated or...
You're terrible at your job.
You're
a bad person.
I hate you.
Why are you calling us?
You suck.
That's happened, yeah. The job thing. In a meeting with our managers and...
Hey, can we keep this going? Because we don't believe you.
Can we insult you and stress you out for the next couple minutes? Will it happen?
No.
Wow. So, like, when you do it, is it like a full-on, like, do you, or is it like a... Because I watched...
It's a full-on...
Like, you'll make all the noises and have to lean back. It's like a seizure almost.
Yeah. That's what most people think it is I'm having a seizure. Like, I've had an ambulance called before because
Are you serious?
Awesome.
Do you swear and stuff when it happens?
I guess I have probably once in a while. I don't know. It's kind of like you're in the zone.
You're in the zone when you get stressed out. Like, and it's nothing else, just stress or excitement, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah, I do.
He's got to feel terrible about himself.
Probably.
Do you carry extra pairs of underpants around?
Yeah.
I see.
That's hot.
Yeah. That's hot. Hang on. She's got like a disease basically, and you just said, that's hot.
Oh, whatever. You're like, see, called it. Like, you're like,
I know. Theo.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's wrong with you?
All right, I've got a weird family situation, so you really got to pay attention to know what's going on here. All right, so my grandpa, my dad, he's 85. So he was married and had 3 kids, and then he got divorced, got remarried to a young girl who was actually 2 years younger than his own daughter, and ended up having me and my brother, who are twins. So we have two cousins, or nephews, I guess, because they're older. So end of the day, my sister, my actual biological sister, is older than my mom. Do you understand it? You really got to pay attention to understand it.
So boring. I don't think there's anything more exciting this morning than the girl that orgasms at the drop of a pin. Congratulations.
Yeah. Do it now! Do it!
No!
Right now!
Oh.
This is the Dean Blundell Show.
102.1 The Edge.
This is your Edge. Hold it. Files with Dean Blundell on the Edge.
Cops said 58-year-old Larry Durant used his position as a pastor at the Word International Ministries Church to get close to 3 females and heal them with his wiener. According to documents, police were alerted to Durant's activities in May after someone got involved and had a conversation with one of the victims. They went to law enforcement and were like, hey, he's healing people with his dong. They're like, I don't think that's right. And they're like, yeah, me neither. They said that he had sex with women at his home and said that having sex with him, it was like one of those things where it's like laying on hands in holy water. He said sex with him would bring everybody closer to the Lord and would heal what mentally ailed them.
Oh, God.
Strangely enough, it didn't work.
No?
No.
Okay. So creepy. Who would even buy into that?
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, it's a terrible thing when you prey upon someone's needs and someone's insecurities and where they're at in life and all the things they struggle with. And you go, yeah, I can fix that with this.
Yeah, to exploit them with that. But how can someone, I don't get it.
Believe that would help? Dude, people go to doctors in back alleys to get silicone butt injections from a cocking gun someone got at Home Depot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's not that big of a stretch.
With olive oil.
Crazy lawsuit in British Columbia. BC Supreme Court upheld a ruling from a human rights tribunal in more than $22,000 to a lesbian after a comedian insulted her at a restaurant. Comedian Guy Earl and restaurant owner Salim Ismail appealed the tribunal decision. It said they discriminated against Lorna Party when Earl unleashed a torrent of homophobic insults during a 2007 comedy show. This woman's been going after it legally for 5 years.
She's mad.
The tribunal heard Earl began the insults when he saw Party kissing her partner, and the situation escalated to a profanity-laden rant. When Earl repeatedly attacked the woman's sexuality, Earl even confronted the woman, pushing her and breaking her sunglasses. The challengers claim part of the Human Rights Code was unconstitutional and infringed on the right of freedom of expression. And the guy said, basically, hey, that was all a comedy act. That was an act. I didn't mean to break her glasses. I just thought it was part of the act.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it wasn't part of the act. You were making fun of my sexuality and you made fun of being my partner. And he said, no, you were heckling me. I saw you kissing her. So I started making fun of you.
He came back.
And then she goes to the Human Rights Tribunal and says, hey, you're a dick. And they agree that he's a dick. And they awarded this girl $22,000. Probably in the neighborhood of $250,000 to get $22,000 from a human rights tribunal and a judge.
And sets a terrible precedent.
Yeah.
It's a comedy show. You go in there expecting to be heckled.
Both Earl and by the way, this is his comedy routine.
Why can't we, let's try that again. Okay, sure.
This is comedy.
And that's the best part.
Why do we always got to do something that's gay? Why can't we, let's try that again. Okay, sure.
That's the best part. He is so unfunny, it's hurtful.
So that's what he should be suing for.
I would sue the guy for that. I would have stood up and said, you have wasted an entire 20 minutes that I will never get back. That's a human rights violation. I want $1 million that you were that unfunny. He should apologize to that woman.
For wasting her time.
And everybody else's time in there. He's that unfunny.
As Larry David says, you can have my things, just don't take my time.
I can get more things.
Yeah. You can't get your time back.
No, that guy is awful. And cops said a homeless man was taken to hospital by helicopter after he cut his own wiener off. God, people stop doing that.
Man, I don't even know why you're doing it.
They were called to an apartment building around noon after a man was seen on a railroad property. Found the man with his hands in his gym shorts covered in blood. He told officers, I just cut off my penis. According to the police report, he said he tried to use an old rusty saw, but he used a broken bottle when the saw didn't work. Come on. Like there could be any worse vision in your head if you're a dude right now. The man told police that Bush beer made him do it. No kidding. Bush beer. The beer. Bush. Dude, that's the most unoffensive beer ever. It's good. They wouldn't ask you to do that.
Not a chance. I'm still picturing the rusty saw. And then he decided to go to the broken bottle.
Yeah.
Did he break the bottle first?
Yeah, he sure did. The man's penis was found lying on the train tracks nearby. The helicopter was called and then took the man to the hospital for treatment. Here's something. They're doing a medical evaluation of him and mental.
Yeah, especially because he's like, I got a free helicopter right out of it.
Bush beer made me cut off my wiener.
That didn't.
8:54. Yeah, those are Edgefiles, whatever the hell day it is in June, the year 2013.
The Edgefiles on 102.1 The Edge.
Bored, lonely, hard up. Use your free hand and follow the boys on Twitter.
At The Blundell Show.
The Dean Blundell Show, 102.1
The Edge.
I don't know why you bought there. You shouldn't have bought there.
Oh, I didn't know.
You didn't know it turned into Douche Central?
Not at all.
You didn't know King West was going to turn into Douche Central?
No, King West is good. The people who live there. It's the people who visit there.
We're talking, yeah, we're talking about Todd, when Todd saw those club lights in the sky that he thought were UFOs yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, man, I shouldn't have moved there. I didn't know there'd be so many douches.
Well, I could have sworn I heard one of the aliens say, "Why are there so many douches here?"
This planet is full of losers.
I know where to get roids and coke.
Uh-oh, looks like a King West crowd is out tonight.
Anyway. Oh, hello. Time for some Ho Renovations. The name of the game is we're going to give you a clip. 3 clips, as a matter of fact. You got to get all 3. If it's from a home renovation show, you say home. If it's from a dirty movie, you say ho. It's pretty simple. James.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are you, brother?
Good, you?
Good. You ready to play?
Of course.
Do you know how to play?
I love my nose.
All right, buddy. Here you go. Clip number 1.
You guys are pretty good.
Pretty good right there, huh?
Yeah.
That wasn't so tough.
One more time, just because it was awesome.
You guys are pretty good.
Pretty good right there, huh?
Yeah.
That wasn't so tough.
I'm going to say renovation on that.
Home renovation?
Yeah.
Home?
Yes.
Say it. Yeah, you win.
Aw, damn it. I still want it to be the other
favorite
one.
so far.
Ever. It's so not dirty, that's why.
You guys are pretty good.
Pretty good right there, huh?
Yeah.
That wasn't so tough.
They're building an outdoor fireplace. Yeah, congratulations. Hang on. Second clip.
Jake, you don't get shot. Oh my god. 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 Oh, that's a dead mouse, I think.
Holy.
One more time. One more time. This is good.
Jake, you don't get shot. Oh my god. 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 Oh, that's a dead mouse, I think.
I'd say ho.
Ho?
Yeah.
With a dead mouse?
Oh, you never know.
It could be Kat Von D.
Or that chick fire starter.
Yeah.
Shane.
I'm here, Diener.
Okay, dude. Second clip.
Jake, you don't get shot. Oh my god. 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 Oh, that's a dead mouse, I think.
Dead mouse. I'll definitely go with home reno.
Yeah, there you go. The third clip. Here you are.
Measure it again for me. I want to see it.
Oh my god. 14 inches of hard That's big.
Dude.
14 inches of hard.
Yeah.
Let's go with home reno.
Did he just say that?
Yeah, listen to the clip.
Measure it again for me. I want to see it.
Oh my god. 14 inches of hard That's big.
The home renovation show been censored. What the hell's wrong with that guy? That was the most obvious one of all time.
What did you say?
Ho.
You're too late. You're wrong already. Come on. John.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, brother, that last clip, play it for you one more time.
Measure it again for me. I want to see it.
Oh my god. 14 inches of hard That's big.
Definitely ho.
There you go. Congratulations. Still nowhere near as funny as the first one either.
You guys are pretty good.
Pretty good right there.
Yeah.
That wasn't so tough.
It's the laughing. It's the laughing at the end that makes you think it's terrible gay pornography.
This is the Dean Blundell Show.
So Todd this morning was telling us that he saw aliens flying in the sky.
That's not what I said.
Aliens flying in the sky as he was drunk and stoned on meth on his terrace outside with his girlfriend as well, who was laying with him, who he informed us this morning they were kissing. So, there's a lot going on here, but he said he saw aliens flying around in the sky.
So that wasn't the quote.
Hammered.
Was I intoxicated? For sure.
Yeah.
Was I intoxicated to the point where, like I said to Dean, that I didn't, wash the dishes or brush my teeth before I went to bed? No. Like I did all the normal things. Yep. Walked my dog even. When you're really drunk, you forget to walk the dog. He craps on the floor. Not that drunk. But I'm hanging outside, and we're just having a nice conversation. It was such a lovely night outside. And then we're just lying down looking up on the patio furniture, and 5 lights, and not lights coming from the ground. We're doing this like zigzag crisscross pattern going across. And we like literally were in awe. And my girlfriend didn't even have her glasses on, saw it. That's how close it was. And then we like thought they were going forever. Then they came back. And then to a point where Dean like laughs when I say this, I was so in shock. I had a tear coming down my eye. Like I was like, what the hell's going on?
Why do you do that?
But because it's true, because I'm an emotional figure.
Crying because you saw lights in the sky. No one does that. No man does that.
I'm not really a man. I've
but there's lights in the sky. You don't know what they are, and you start crying. You have a tear rolling down your cheek.
It was more shock. Like I was frozen, and then
of course you were. You were super high and drunk.
I wasn't high at all. There was none of that. None. And then it was just very odd. And what I said, I didn't say it was aliens, because who knows? I don't even really believe that there are extraterrestrial creatures out there. I just thought it was as they say, what a UFO stands for.
There are. I believe in it. There totally are.
Well, I definitely saw an unidentified flying object, an unidentified to me.
But do you understand when you start that whole conversation, and people have been calling in about it all morning long. We'll take some calls on it in a second. When you start the conversation off by saying, I came back from doing a club gig and I was wasted. Or intoxicated.
But I don't want to. I have nothing to.
And I saw UFOs.
For sure, but there was no drugs involved. I had a few glasses of wine. There were a couple of Jaeger shots in there, actually.
Well, this is what I'm saying, is that if you're ever going to say you saw some UFOs, and it's like anything. Anytime you go to court and if something like this happens, and they go, well, how many drinks do you have? 7.
But I can't lie.
And you completely discount what you're saying. And everybody was saying that for your eyes only, the strip joint, which is what I think you saw, or on the DTE Energy Center, which is what I think you saw. I think you saw lights being shined up into the sky to promote something.
The problem is that I know exactly what that looks like. These weren't lights coming from the ground. This was just objects in the air, in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
There was no like misty haze of lights. There was none of that. It was just something. It was like watching the snowbirds doing tricks at night with lights on them. It was kind of like that crazy.
And you told Derek about it, and Derek brought up the point that they were probably, if they were aliens, very impressed with your douchey patio.
Look at the hot tub. You can fit like 12 of us in there. Look at all those guys. They must be from Woodbridge.
Yeah, there's a couple few terraces around there.
How did they lower the car so low?
No, but the truth of the matter, and this is the truth, is that you can't be even taken seriously because you said you had a couple of drinks. And it's too bad because I don't necessarily believe that you didn't see what you saw.
Yeah. I mean, listen, people are taking
whatever
me seriously.
You saw, well, of course they are, because other people are just as weird as you.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a weird thing. I wish I didn't see it so we didn't have to go through this today. But it was just a story. I saw it. My girlfriend saw it, who is very normal, by the way, except for the fact that she dates me. And I mean, it was just really interesting, and what's crazier about it is it's the second time I've seen weird stuff in the sky.
Were you also drunk? I'm going to bet you were probably drunk that night.
Dude, when is there a night I'm not? Like, that's not even a question you have to ask at this point. Okay.
Jamie.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
Not much. I just wanted to say, I also saw those UFOs also flying around.
Did you really?
I did. I saw them last night. When
Where?
I was,
what did you see?
with my girlfriend.
What did you see? You were making out with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Dude, You're the fourth person that's called in that was making out with their girlfriend that saw these stupid lights.
I know it. I just heard everyone say it, and it was my girlfriend's probably going to call in any minute.
Were you making out with your girlfriend?
I may have been doing a reach around. No, I was kissing.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, I know what I saw. I know what she saw. She knows what she saw. She knows what I saw. It was nuts, dude. I wish you were there because
they probably were nuts. At the Edge. Chris.
Hi, it's yeah. How you doing?
Good, man. What's up?
Nothing. I'm just calling about the UFOs. I fly RC helicopters as a hobby, and a lot of these RC flying kits, you can put a lot of different lights and special effects on them.
That's what you saw. Probably some helicopters.
Dude, it was nothing like a toy helicopter. And I mean, I think that's a cool sport.
How do you know?
Good for you for
How do
landing
you know
those
it wasn't
suckers.
a toy helicopter?
Because they were too high to be a toy helicopter.
How do you know how high they
because I
can't
didn't
go?
hear like, you know, stupid noise, those things like, and you're like, what kid is doing this at 2 a.m? No, it's like, no.
That was 2 a.m. You saw?
No, but I was like 11:15ish, 11:30.
Hi, Ron.
How's it going, guys?
Good. I hate the whole title of what you're when you says I believe Todd. It's Ron. I hate that.
do, but I do. I believe him, but not in a douchey kind of I wear a tinfoil hat kind of way. I just actually believe him. I think I saw a green thing fall out of the sky once into a cloud, and it looked really creepy. And my brother saw it too, and we're just like, okay, we both saw that. So stuff happens.
Yeah, I know stuff happens, but what I'm saying is you can't qualify it as an alien.
But I never
did.
did.
Okay, fair enough, but that's the whole idea behind UFO. It's an unidentified flying object. Doesn't mean it comes from another planet. It's just, what was that? Something the government built? I mean, like, could be anything.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe it was weird drones or something. It was just unidentified to me.
But if you think about everybody that's called in that's seen it has been making out or having sex with their boyfriend or girlfriend. Everybody. So if they are aliens,
they're pervs.
Total.
Yeah. Voyeuristic.
Yeah.
Check out the alien cam.
They kiss with their mouths.
They don't know what they're missing. Why is he putting it in the back?
Yeah, dude. That's everybody has seen it. Everybody that's seen it is making out or having sex with it. Were you having sex at the time?
No.
Some heavy petting?
We've been dating for a year. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Was there heavy petting? Where were you at? What was going down?
Literally we're talking. It was like just a nice, sweet kind of hanging out at the end, like look at the night or just checking out. Like,
was she grabbing it?
No, she wasn't grabbing it.
Maybe that's why they took off.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, they came back. I think they did like the bait and switch. They're like, okay, they saw us. Okay, now we're gone. Maybe they'll get back.
It's just foreplay. Let's come back when it's in.
Yeah. But they did. They
Give
did
it 2 minutes.
They totally came back. That was the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like they came back. Imagine if mine plays as a landing pad.
Well, maybe they left because they're gay aliens and it's Pride Week. And they weren't
I was
getting their
thinking the
stuff.
same thing.
Yeah.
It's
Galians. Hey, the Edge. Michael.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
Pride for all the probing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is a hot spot.
Yeah.
We can probe, and I think they'll like it.
We're going to get a lot of information this weekend.
You can see my finger in his belly.
It lights up.
Ryan.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, you?
Good. Actually, I was driving home with my girlfriend as well.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure you were. It's these perverted aliens again.
I saw 3 adults kind of just looking up in the sky as I was driving, so I curiously looked up and I saw, really low, this giant ball, this light, and kind of like a star, but it was moving, and it moving pretty quick, so I quickly pulled over and looked up in the sky again, and the light dimmed, and it sounds pretty crazy, but it just turned into the classic flying saucer disc with a red light that was just kind of scanning around the perimeter. And then it just shot away probably about 1,000 clicks. And I turned around and went back to the people I saw on the street. And they saw the same thing. It was one of them was actually a cop as well. Okay. So we were all pretty tripping.
I love the accuracy here too. Probably took off, went about 1,000 clicks.
How fast do planes go? How many kilometers an hour?
Like between 300 and 600 miles.
Yeah, mine were going about 1,000 clicks too then. Okay.
This is the Dean Blundell Show on 102.1 The Edge.
And now. The Dean Blundell Show presents
The Blunt News
with Amy Anonymous.
Yeah, you're on there. Yeah, you got that one. We got your weed cough there. What's up, sister?
How you doing?
Good.
I didn't think you'd get the cough.
Oh, yeah.
Do you mind if I ask Amy a quick question?
No.
I noticed on Twitter you wrote, "I'm here." And that's all you said.
I'm here.
Don't you want to explain where here is? Okay.
I'm here at the Chorus Building.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
follow me on Twitter, you're going to know where I'm at.
Yeah, but there was nothing before that saying I'm going on the show. It just said I'm here.
Really?
Yeah.
You're high, aren't you?
Well, I do G-Pen.
G-Pen.
A lot.
But you're medicated right now.
I'm quite medicated.
So that's why you forgot the entire first part of that tweet.
By the way, I'm here at the Chorus Building.
Yeah. I'm here.
Stuff happened. Yeah, that's my day.
All right. So, folks, Amy Anonymous on Twitter, at the Amy Anonymous and amyanonymous.com. Is that right?
.ca. I'm Canadian.
My bad. Now, she's a medicated cannabis supporter, user, huge fan of the benefits of the medical benefits of it, and she's not one of them stoners. She's just, one of those chicks that medicates all the time. So, you came in here this morning, and I was laughing because you said, today I want to talk about medicating your dogs.
I do. I worked for a veterinarian for almost a decade, reptiles and birds, not really dogs. But we did see dogs, and I've seen so many instances where animals have actually overdosed on cannabis. The owner's like, I don't know what's going on with my dog. And their cannabis is gone. So, I've seen this firsthand that it is toxic for animals when given in certain proportions. However, in Colorado right now, there's a big movement going on with people medicating their dogs. You guys are just laughing at me. You gotta take me seriously. People are medicating their dogs. Arthritic dogs. It's great. Cannabis is great for them because, just like humans, it helps with inflammation. It also helps with pain relief. So what is recommended is an extremely low dose. Maybe a 1/16 of a gram for a large dog would be your general dosage for an animal to use cannabis. Obviously,
isn't it illegal? Sorry, Derek wants to ask a question.
I just saying, if your dog is that bad with arthritis and stuff, isn't it just best
put it down.
To do the right thing? Yeah.
Well,
and then
as an animal activist, no. I don't think so. But
I would.
To each their own, right? To be its family. I'm not going to put my dad down or whatever.
It's too bad you can't do that with relatives that are infirm,
exactly,
too.
Like,
right? Well, I can give you a 1/16 of weed, or we'll just have to put you down.
But cannabis, when eaten by animals.
Oh, eaten. I was going to say, wouldn't they just wet the joint?
I don't recommend.
I don't have any thumbs to hold this.
Blowing smoke in your pet's face is not going to do it. Hotboxing your dog is not what we're talking about. We're talking about eating, the most medicinal way of medicating with cannabis.
Hotboxing your dog.
Yeah,
it sounds like a sex move on your own. I'm gonna go hotbox my dog.
I don't even know what to say. Killing me here.
That's hot.
Very hot. Yeah. But no, that is a new thing going on with cannabis right now. So a lot of people are trying it out. Actually, 2 years ago, when we got raided at Com, we had an arthritic dog staying with us at our shop, and I called him Samson, but we actually gave him cannabis treats. And this dog who couldn't get up and sat in his own puddle of funk is now walking around and peeing. Not on himself. So, come on. That was awesome. Just proof right there. Cannabis is great for more than just...
if you're just prolonging a dog from sitting in his funk, just take it to... Yeah. You know what he's saying to you? If he could, he would say, kill me. Just take me to the vet. Yeah. Humane, please. Just get it done. I am tired of laying in my own poop.
It comes with quality of life, right? And it's all about quality of life. If cannabis can help improve your quality of life, then why not?
Yeah. It does. Right? It's a well-known fact that improves your qualty of life.
I wonder if dogs get paranoid from it. They wake up, even though he's a pit bull, he's nuts.
Postman.
Someone's coming through my doggy door.
I have seen many dogs hallucinating, I guess you would say, on cannabis.
How funny is that?
It's not. It's
It
not
is funny.
Okay,
It's
maybe to you, but
If
me-
you see a dog, I remember one time, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. We had some fun with a cat and some Scotch tape, and I'm not telling you what we did. It wasn't inhumane at all. Just on the paws, just on the bottom of the paws. And man, it was like watching it do the disco or the funky chicken. It was just, and it was for like 15 seconds. I was like 15 years old, maybe. And I felt so bad. I thought, oh, this is so funny, but I feel bad for the cat because it needed to feel where it was. And if you put tape on the butt, don't ever do that, people. I was a dick. Don't ever do that.
But I saw a dog hallucinate once. It was an ex-girlfriend's dog who we think got into like maybe there was a party and a roach. And man, it was funny watching, like you're trying to play ball with it. It was just running to the wall. Like,
man, is that ever cute?
Coordination, I find. They just kind of topple over, like we were talking about
Dude,
earlier.
you
They
should have
walk
chucked
sideways.
it off the balcony. Not the dog. Not the dog, just the ball.
I know what you meant.
Another thing going on right now in our country, it's not in Toronto, but it is in Vancouver, is the Kush Cup. This is the second annual Kush Cup. Yeah, it's a Kush Cup, so it's pretty a little bit more.
Should just have a whole nation for people that love weed as much as you.
I know. Like, we just go hang out in this little island or whatever and get medicated. I agree, but they don't.
Nothing would get done in government.
Super prisons. Come join me. But I'm gonna be there. But the Kush Cup is held in Vancouver. Killing me today. It's held in Vancouver. Mark from Kush.ca. They put it on, and Remo, the urban grower. They're big names in the cannabis industry, especially with growing. So they have over 20 strains in this cup. Few go and enter.
Who's the cannabis Jesus? Like if you like, who is like the if this is
Jack Herrera.
Jack Herrera.
Jack
Who's
Herrera
he?
would be Jack Herrera he's a very known activist. He passed away. He even has a strain. It's the Jack Herrera. It's so freaking awesome. I wish I had some on me to show you. Fabulous strain. He would be the Jesus. We have the Prince of Cannabis. We've got the Gentleman. Everyone's got a name for themselves. But I mean, if it was up to me, I would definitely say Jack Herrera. Maybe Bob Marley too. Gotta put Bob Marley in there. But
he's God. Jack Herrera is probably just Jesus Christ.
Just Jesus, because he is God.
I get it.
Other things going on, and this is not Canada related, but it is cannabis related, and it's insane. A 73-year-old man, I believe he's 73, he is looking at facing 7 years in prison.
Why?
For having 42 grams of cannabis on him. Now, he's
otherwise known as life when you're that age.
He's a veteran.
That would be, yeah. Like a war vet?
A war veteran.
Canadian or American?
American.
Okay.
Either way, still a war veteran, and he's using cannabis, I assume, for PTSD, aches and pains, age, let alone arthritis. So he's been using it, and he was pulled over by the police. They found 42 grams on him. So they said that he's now facing charges of trafficking. Exactly. And because he didn't have tax stamps on the marijuana bags or cannabis bags, he's looking at, I think it's $14,000 in fines on top of 7 years in jail. This is a 73-year-old freaking veteran. Like, no offense, America, but get your stuff together. That's preposterous to be doing that. That person served your country. Serve him properly.
Yeah, serve
Same
him
with
weed.
Canadians.
Yeah.
We have Veterans Affairs here in Canada for war veterans, and they actually gave cannabis a DIN number. Not many people know this. I may be outing you, Veterans Affairs, and I don't care. But they gave cannabis a DIN number, so people who are involved with Veterans Affairs can actually have their medicine covered by Veterans Affairs. It takes a lot of work, but it can be done. So if you're a veteran out there and you're using cannabis, go for it. I mean, that's what they're there. They're there to help you. They're not there just to pay themselves.
Good message, yeah.
Thank you.
Goodness.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, when you listen to her, it's like a hurricane in your ears. But a good one. Listen, we got to roll, but thank you very much for coming in at the Amy Anonymous.
The Amy Anonymous.
And at amyanonymous.ca. Check her out. If you have any questions, she'd be happy to answer, happy to help. Really appreciate you coming in as always. You're super funny.
Thanks for having me,
Okay,
guys.
we'll talk to you soon.
The Dean Blundell Show, 102.1 The Edge.